So before we finish, I'm going to talk about one more solve. So I did this one just the other day. And let's go through this. So I have a pseudo block that was the U prime R2 D prime L B2 D2. And there was a pre-move. Now, that pre-move got canceled out from a commutator. So let's go through this. I did the scramble. That matches, we're good to go. So I made a pseudo block. And we can see that right there. Then I got to F2L minus 1 right here. But I had all these inverse moves. So I'm going to continue with F2L minus 1. And then I put in the last pair. And then the OLL is the inverse. And then here's what that 2 by 2 by 3 inverse is. And now our commutator at the end. And that solved it. That looked probably nothing like you would expect a solve to look normally. So let's go through that real quick, how that worked. So I'm going to walk you through how I did this final solve and kind of incorporating a lot of things. Pseudo blocks, NIS, NISS, and a commutator that ended up canceling a move. So let's start this from the beginning. We have our scramble. And so we have and with the scramble, I created a pseudo block right here. Now to fix that, we're going to have to do a D move. And so if you watch the pseudo block video, what we did was I did that D move and then the scramble. And then I did my pseudo block moves. And now instead of a pseudo block, we have a regular block. Now, I felt kind of stuck here. I couldn't figure out what to do next. So I did the inverse of it. So let's put that there. We've got a pseudo block. So I did the inverse. I started with that D2. And then I did the inverse of the scramble, which I just wrote out on top because that'll be a little bit easier. And then that pre-move was a D, so I'm going to do a D prime. And we still have that block there. Now, from there, I built up a 2 by 2 by 3 block. I did U prime, F2, RU, R prime. And that built up this 2 by 2 by 3 block. And from there, I felt stuck again. So I incorporated that and started with the inverse of that 2 by 2 by 3 block, which you can see right here. And so I did RU prime, R prime, F2U, that pre-move of D, the scramble, and then the pseudo block. And we should have a 2 by 2 by 3 block. And we do. And then from there, I got the F2L minus 1 by doing U2, L, U, L2. And then we got to the last pair. And from here, I tried a bunch of stuff. I did, edge orientation. I did edge orientation for the inverse. I did, inserting the last pair different ways. I tried to do like a winter variation. None of those seemed to give me the best result. So I finally just gave up and just inserted it like normal. So we've got this yellow pair here. It's down here already. This one's up here. So U prime, B prime, U2, B, and then U2, B prime, U, B. That inserted it, gave me this case. Now from here, I tried solving it that way, and didn't really get anything I liked. But I decided, let's try the inverse. So I've talked about before, always try the inverse. So I did the inverse starting from where that last pair was made. So I've got B prime U, B, U, 2, U, B, U, L2, U, L prime U, D2, B2, L prime D, D2, U, and and then the inverse, so I did the pre-move inverse, which was D prime, and now U prime, F2, R, U, R prime. And that gave me this case. And again, I tried a lot of different things, and instead of doing a full OLL, though, I just tried a very basic OLL, just like a 2-look. And I first did it this way, which left me with that case. Wait, nope. Sorry, not that. There we go. Which left me with that case. Not too bad, but not exactly what I want. And then I tried it left-handed. And all those edges are now in place. So from there, all I did was I just solved it like normal to see where those pieces were in the end. So now from there, after I had this case, I then kept going forward and started it from the beginning. So I first, of course, scrambled it up. And then I just did all of this in order. So it's not really going to make sense right off the bat. You will see the pseudo block right here, but after that, none of it really connects too much. You might start seeing things come together, but it's not going to be exactly straightforward. And then that pre-move D. And here I got a really nice commutator, and this I just figured out intuitively. So what this commutator was, I've got it written down here, that I first did D prime FD, B2, D prime F prime D, B2. And so that's going to move this piece to here, this one to there, and then that one back up. And you can see right now, if I do that, we've got D prime F D, B2, D prime F prime D, B2. And I went to go throw that in, and right as I did, I realized, wait, I've got that pre-move D. Well, D prime cancels out D, and so I now have, from the start, from the pseudo block, then I inversed it, or added the pre-move, which gave us a block, and then I did the inverse to build a 2x2x3, and then from there, so I got into all of F2L put in, and then I inversed that and got this for after doing the OLL, which put in all the edges in the right place, and then threw in a commutator at the end, which canceled out that move. So that gave me a 36, which for me, 36 is great. It might not be breaking a world record, but it is a pretty solid time for at least myself. So that is a little bit of a walkthrough. If any of this confused you, make sure you watch all the F2L videos. If that still confused you, if you have anything that you didn't understand with this, put it in the comment section below. I will do my best to explain it. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.